there goes the drone. We're still new at this. I don't want to kill my second drone. Today we're building the rooftop deck. We already started with some braces and stuff like that to get kind of the design figured out. Why did we want a rooftop deck?
Why wouldn't we want a rooftop deck? I think the answer is obvious. We plan on spending most of our time outside, plus who doesn't like a little higher elevation to get a great view?
Yeah, so some schoolies, most schoolies actually, when they do a rooftop deck, they only have the deck itself. They don't have any sides or anything. Most of them. Some of them do if you look into them. But why would you need the sides? But then we started thinking about it, and I'm going to say it. Lauren didn't want us looking like a bunch of contractors hauling wood.
That was your thought process.
No, you said that.
That was your thought process. Why would we want the basket? I don't want to look like I'm about to build you a deck.
I want to look like we're going to Home Depot every single time, I guess.
Or
a job site. Then we decided it's actually functional as well. So if we run out of space, we need more storage, you can have storage bins up there, and the basket will help tie things down as well.
So we spent a lot of time first inside the bus trying to figure out our spacing and how we were going to be positioning all the braces, because that was frustrating. Because as much as we love having a handicapped door, it is a big chunk of space that we have to
build around,
be accommodated for.
Kind of tough to figure out exactly the spacing and where they would fall because we're kind of limited on.
Yeah, we have less hair after figuring it out.
Oh, I was like, what? I was like, what's it?
Show them.
We're doing a 10-foot by just under 8 feet wide.
Because it's really like the most space we had.
Yeah, we wanted to maximize the space on the roof, and after we mount solar panels and the fan, we figured we have about 10.5 feet left of room. We didn't want to completely cram everything and just make it congested, so we just went with an even 10 feet. We will also more than likely be going with a custom ladder as well. We thought about doing like the RV style ladder, kit in a box basically, and you bolt it to the side of the thing, which is still kind of an option, but we're leaning towards doing a custom ladder. So we started with the braces already. We're doing 4 on each side. We're going with 1.5 by inch square tubing. Be bolted to the side of the bus. We're going to secure those with 1/2-inch bolts. The angle iron is going to be welded to the top of them, so it's going to be running the length of the bus. Boards are going to be sitting inside like this. We have 22 boards. Instead of having an individual bolt for each board on the outsides, we're going to be doing one big long plate to sandwich the outside boards. 6 bolts instead of 22, saving money on hardware and saving time, quite frankly. Yeah. And then in the middle, we're going to have unistruts running side by side, and each board will have 2 bolts. So we want to give credit where credit is due.
Took some inspiration from a great account, Adam and Steph.
Yeah, check out their channel. I don't know, we're going to put it right here if we can.
YouTube all over.
We took inspiration from their deck design, and we're going to throw in our own little flair. We really liked how they mounted theirs with some unistruts in the center and some sandwich plates you'll see in later. And the outsides for the boards, we're going to throw our own little flair on top and with some little bit of edge railing and stuff.
Wait for a special twist or basket.
So we got the side rails up and mounted. The next up, pull the measurements for the rear angle portion and mount the unistruts in the middle. Mine's perfect. How's yours?
Mine's a little short.
Uh-oh. We'll fill it with weld.
Plan B for the unistrut.
The unit strut we got is too short this way. There's not enough room for the bolt heads to go through and also jive with bolt heads going the other way through the roof. Also, our bolts were too short. The bolts going through to mount the wood to the unistrut.
The important ones.
Yeah, the important ones. All right, so tonight's goal is to get the unistrut mounted in the middle of the roof of the bus. Those will act as the center braces for the wood. Fender washers that we got don't fit in the unistrut like we need them to. So what we have to do to 44 of these, shave down 1 or 2 sides so that way they fit in nicely. The idea here is to have a board sit on top here. This goes to the roof and the hockey puck to mount it. And this will be able to slide and bolt the wood to the unistrut. Lauren's drilling out the hockey pucks that we need, and I'm gonna finish grinding these washers, get it all mounted up.
And there they are, 10 hockey pucks. We've used hockey pucks so much for this build, and by that I mean 2 things so far, but I cannot tell you how great of spacers and shock absorbers they make. They're gonna help with any sound and vibrations, and they're also perfect 1 inch.
Ready to mount the side rails to the side of the bus, but in order to prevent leaks, we are gonna use some butyl tape and then probably use some sealer on the inside just to be extra cautious.
Like that, we have our unistrut.
Hardware is on for the deck.
On for the deck, on for the day. Let's go eat.
Yeah, starving.
Are we in jammies?
Absolutely. It's also like 10 o'clock at night.
Nice to actually be like at somebody's house though, right? And working on the bus?
And not in the shop.
Not at the shop.
As good as the shop is, it's nice to be out of the shop. Shusigi bang. Iji or Susiji or Shusugiban. I said it right. Okay. Shusugiban.
And,
I believe it's pronounced. If it's not, don't troll me. We're going to try a burning technique on the wood with a propane torch. And it's going to give it this really cool black and tan rustic look. Really want to try it. We've never done it before. Windy, it's raining, it's dark, it's not optimal time, but we're going to do it anyway. We got our masks for fumes, and see what happens.
Let's do it.
From plain old wood, burnt wood.
Fancy wood. Before we started drilling, we took the time to lay out each one of these beautiful bad boys that we took so much time and precision burning to see which kind of order we went in. We didn't get too selective, but we think they're all going to look really great just the way they are.
We have all of our boards burned. We have them all cut to length, and we're actually getting ready to pull them up to the roof. To do that, we take each individual one up there, mark with the speed square, or on center of the unistrut. We're starting with a countersink, so that way the nut and washer are able to sit inset in the board, so that way it's a flush mounted system. So that way you can step on it, it won't hurt your toe or anything. And we put a piece of tape so that way we know exactly where to stop with the countersink. That once we countersink it, we'll finish the hole with a 1/2 inch drill bit. That'll give us enough wiggle room with the 3/8 hardware to get exactly where we need it, and then we'll bolt it up. All right, another night back at the shop. We are currently trying to build the ladder. Lauren is painting. A little surprise. She's painting a little surprise that we're not going to show you until the reveal of the final deck. We're going to be using 1.25" square tube, 14 gauge. Very basic ladder design. It's going to stick up 6 inches, give us about an 18-inch reach. But when you get to the top of the ladder, you have something to grab onto and you're climbing up.
Ladder's all painted, ready for final install.
We got our super cool brackets. These are gonna get attached to the wood itself with 4 screws each. And then these will get attached to the ladder side of the brackets with 3/4 inch bolts. And then the bottom, they will also have 3/4 inch bolts tied into the brackets welded to the bumper and the brackets welded to the ladder. Test dummy.
Oh, I'm not being a guinea pig. Should we put some mattresses down below?
Nope.
This is good stuff. Oh yeah, I can do a backflip off of this.
I'd love to see
I
that.
learned how to do that. Mars, how'd you get up here?
Why, our ladder, of course.
Oh.
Check it out. All right, we got the sandwich plates bolted up. There's now only 6 bolts that hold the end down. All right, we got our railing all fabricated. Went with 1x1 1/8 inch square tubing for it, for the whole thing. First coat of paint on it now. We left the ends bare metal. So that way we can put it up on the roof and weld it actually on the roof. So that way most of the railing will be painted with a couple coats. And all we have to do is go back and do some touch up.
And lastly, for the final part of our rooftop desk install, we are welding the railing on. Give her a little shake and wiggle test.
It's not going to prevent you from falling off. It'll probably actually trip you as you fall off. But hey, it looks good.
It's damn good.
Well, we had our first road breakdown, I guess. Popped the rusted brake line, and we just so happened to park, take another quick video, and the foot went to the floor, right on the edge. Thankfully there's a guardrail, but right on the edge. Well, the deck is done.
The deck is done. Our brakes are done.
Our brakes are currently done. Yui is resting for the moment while we wait on a savior and parts.
That came out great.
That came out exactly how we envisioned it. We are super stoked on it. Can't wait to continue to use it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.